In the weeks leading to D-Day, Southampton became a billeting camp for soldiers awaiting embarkation, many sleeping under canvas on the common. Sometimes embarkation was from one of the other slipways or hards outside the docks on the River Itchen. Film shows British troops for Gold Beach leave from S4 hard, close to the present-day soccer stadium, the location identifiable from the gasometers in the background. It is quite wrong to assume that Southampton was either a British or American port during Operation Overlord. Differences were gradually resolved, and it is safe to say the needs of the frontline soldiers always took priority. One story that is not well known features GIs in a shot of them using the S4 hard at Northam. When the crews of the US Merchant Navy berthed at Southampton heard of the heroism of their paratroopers who were killed and wounded dropping behind enemy lines before D-Day, they shaved their heads or had a Mohican haircut as a mark of comradeship, and it is believed that this is the only film record of this tribute. If we return to the landing craft with British troops travelling down the River Itchen towards the Solent, we can see the entrance to the Empress Dock. When we go inside the dock, there is a hive of activity as a mess of caissons is floated ready as part of the Mulberry Harbour, and a landing craft leaves the dock ready to pick up their cargo of men or machinery for D-Day. Today, the same dock is the home of the National Oceanography Centre and their expedition ships. At the dockhead, troops for the initial assault are getting ready at berth 3640. The purpose of troops with an anchor badge on the shoulder of their uniform is to ensure that the landings go as smoothly as possible and troops leave the beaches as quickly as possible. Amongst the assault troops not featured in any film was the Hampshire Regiment, who were the first ashore of any of the Allied troops in Normandy on D-Day. They were chosen because of their experience in North Africa and Italy. This was a fortunate choice because their armoured support was late and they showed tremendous resilience in the face of difficult odds. There is recently discovered film of the arrival of the Prime Minister, Winston Churchill, surprising embarking troops to wish them good luck. There is no film of the King, who visited the town on a number of occasions after the bombing in 1940-41. In the past, this would have appeared in the historical record to suggest that Southampton was not a significant port on D-Day. However, this interpretation was revised with recent research that has shown King George VI was a willing participant in diverting the enemy's attention from the real invasion ports. The Allies used his movements in the media to distract enemy focus away from Southampton, and the fact there is no film of him visiting the port during this crucial period suggests not the lack of importance, but the opposite. There is also extraordinary film from a French archive of General Leclerc's Free French soldiers marching inside the eastern docks with Southwestern House in the background. As can be seen from the uniforms, they were supplied by the US Army. In Normandy, Leclerc's troops were attached to General Patton, but famously he disobeyed orders in a race for Berlin and instead liberated Paris. It is possible to identify the Free French soldiers because they include black troops and women. When Leclerc was informed that the condition for his fleet of ambulances was that they were to have women drivers, he at first refused, only to change his mind later. It is said when the women were stopped from embarking from North Africa for England, because they were women, Leclerc turned up at the quayside and explained to the sentries that they were not women, they were drivers. As we move back from the eastern docks towards our starting point in Mayflower Park, we move along Canute Road to Hard's S3, the town quay, where the Platform Tavern stands, and Hard S2 next to the Royal Pier. The film shows the casualties in landing craft coming ashore at the Platform Tavern alongside the Harland and Wolff shipyard, with God's House Tower also in the background. There is also colour film of landing craft leaving Town Quay with Canadian troops aboard. Still further along Canute Road is hard S2. Southampton was the only south coast port that remained operational until the end of the war, and in the background the Royal Pier can just be seen. This is where today the Whale roadway section and buffer pontoon are rusting away. If you would like to save the Whale and protect our heritage, you may sign the petition to tell Southampton City Council to rescue the structure and use it to create a memorial in Mayflower Park.